Okay, so that's the presentation. We talk about TikTok today. Creatives, campaign structures, and a few nice tests you can do. And I try to make it like kind of simple so that everybody can find an easy entrance to TikTok, because I think the problem right now is a lot of people haven't tried it because nobody's really sure how to do it. And the few people who tried, they maybe did like 1 or 2 creative tests. They took just the best performance from Facebook, it didn't work. And then they stopped using the platform. So I thought maybe with this presentation I can show you some easy entrances to TikTok ads. And yeah, how we told already, like how we started is we are an e-commerce agency and we have our own shop, and it's just for like testing different stuff, so we don't have to use the budget of the clients. And so last year the shop, there were no ads or anything on the shop, so revenue was like 0, and we were like, okay, come on, let's test just TikTok ads and let's see what's happening. And then we made like 100K revenue a month just with TikTok ads. And the cool thing was, as we didn't use any other channel, we were 100% sure that it's from TikTok ads, because you always have the attribution problem, right? So, and that was the moment when we realized like, holy shit, okay, that's actually a serious channel. And so yeah, that's it basically. So agenda again, and I directly want to start with TikTok creators, because I think that's the biggest barrier, because that's what I hear all the time and experience by myself. So it's always like, oh shit, where do I get the content? How should the content look like? How do I get the creators and all the stuff? And that's the biggest barrier. And what we experienced so far is it doesn't matter how big a brand is, you always have these problems. Like no brand can handle the amount of content or creative at the moment you would actually need to perform perfectly on TikTok. So that's why you always have to like do content recycling, all the stuff to make it work actually. And that's why like we start with concepts. How should TikTok ads look like, or the videos? So I would say like we tried 2 things actually, and what we do most of the time is using evergreen trend concepts, okay? Because there are like thousands of trends on TikTok, and you can never keep up with all the trends, and it's way too much effort. So we figured out a few trends that are like quite popular on the platform and that exist since the beginning, like kind of. And they still work great, and they also work great on Facebook and every channel. And here are 3 examples. I would love to show videos, but we couldn't make it to add it to the presentation. So in the next slides I have pictures, but what we can also do is just like open the TikTok app and I let you know what you type in, and then you can see it. Pretty easy. And these 3 evergreen trend concepts work most of the time really good, and they are perfect to start with the platform, right? So one concept is problem solution. Probably everybody knows it. It's quite common on Facebook too, but it works really, really great on TikTok. So you basically just state a problem, and then you show the solution, right? And pretty much everybody can do it. You can find creators who do it on Instagram, TikTok, wherever, or you can just do it with employees. So a lot of our clients, they just do it by themselves sometimes, or employees, because in the beginning, if you just want to start, it's such a hassle to find creators, right? So I really recommend just do it by your own, or employee, or whoever, or a friend, family member, and they should just do it. The next evergreen trend concept is 3 reasons why. So it's a very, very common trend. So you basically it always starts with a hook. 3 reasons why I do this, or I like this, or I bought this, and whatever. And that's a very, very well-known trend, and you can basically just use a UGC video and start with, hey, 3 reasons why I love this product, and then reason 1, reason 2, reason 3. And another one which is pretty great is what I bought versus what I got. You probably know it. It's pretty much most of the time a green screen effect. So in the back of the video you see the online shop where somebody's scrolling around or anything. In the front there's a person with a green screen effect, and he explains what is cool about the product, and it's like, hey, what I saw on the online shop, and now that's what I got, and you show it in real life. And that works really great, and you see it so many times. And there's nothing, but I just first show. So I added just pictures, sorry for that, but we can just go into TikTok app in a second. So for the 3 things, so pretty much here you see problem solution, and it's basically, yeah, you say how, for example, girls remove their unibrow, actually a nice example, and then you show the solution, right? And it can be easy like that, and especially keep it as simple as it is here with this classic font. Works perfectly great. Then 3 reasons why. You basically, like from this brand, they sell these funny sandals which look like a shark. And that's it's also the hook. So you should just start with 3 reasons why I freaking love my cloudy sharks. And then you say, I don't know, they're comfortable, they are whatever, look funny and stuff. So this is that hook, and then this is what I bought versus what I got. And you start with what I bought from, here example, Shine, versus what I got. And yeah, I can highly recommend these 3 evergreen trends. Work almost every time. And then there's another thing, it's current trends concepts. That's like when you really try to keep up. I mean, there are hundreds of new trends every week. And sometimes they work, but here the problem is you always have to, you have to find current trends, and then you have to look if you can use these trends for your brand, right? Because sometimes it's just not possible to use it. But 3 trends that work quite good at the moment is girls that get it. So it's basically a thing, a girl, you just see a scene where it's a problem which only girls know, and not all of the girls. And the girls who know it, they understand, and then you show a short solution. Then POV is that, like, you see a whole TikTok is full of POV videos, so it's just like you may make a point of view video, so and you should show yourself like walking around doing anything. Or the other thing is you can show POV concept that you show like the point of view of a specific situation or anything. And yeah, this is really, really common at the moment. And one thing about me, yeah, here again, pictures. So the one thing about me is pretty cool. You see it a lot at the moment. It works really good and it's so easy. You basically just add a random video in the background about your product or like here, just a creator, and you add a shitload of text. And you can do a customer testimonial, or you can just use a random like copywriting story about your product, brand, whatever. And it works so good because most of the people, they read the shit, and that's why they stay quite very long time on your ad. And I mean, it's so easy to test, right? And as it's like very common at the moment, like most of the people stay in and read it, right? So there's another example for POV. It's basically just a video, you know, like from a perspective of the person who's selling. This, by the way, a great brand is called Herzenskette. They are crushing it in Germany on TikTok. And they always use videos with show-off cars and stuff. Perfect for TikTok. And here's an example for girls that get it. So mostly a scene with a girl who, I think in this video it was that she has menstruation problems or something. So that works really, really good. There's one guy who's selling stuff like that. You can, that's a trend you can try, right? Yeah, and there's just a short formula because really you don't have to be that creative. Just use a concept and combine it with testimonial video, show-off video, and unboxing video. And just combine the scenes in whatever way you want, and it works really good most of the times. And if you want, we can, I forgot my phone, we can just go into the TikTok app and we can watch some trends together, because it's pretty easy to find inspiration, right? So if you want, just open the TikTok app, and then you can basically just write down, for example, the concept, what I bought versus what I got. You can write it down exactly like that. And then you see thousands of videos with this concept. So the research is not that hard, actually. Does it work? Yeah, exactly. So, okay, we all actually see the same. There's the one I used to screenshot. Does it work? Nice. Yeah, but basically, that's how it works. Just at the trends. I don't know if you see, for example. Shit. Where is the one? Okay, I don't know if the internet works with you guys, but you can basically find the ad I showed, basically here the screenshot of. You can see it basically when you should be one of the first here. And that's exactly, so they show the online shop, right? And then you see it in real life. Amazing. Works really, really good, and you can just get some nice ideas. And even if you add 3 reasons why, same thing. And there are 100 of concepts where you can get ideas from. So just do this. And there are a lot of trend concepts. I can even share more at the end. There are also life hack, works really good, just a life hack about a specific problem. Or what also is good, why I stopped doing something and do this instead. So also a really, really nice hook for TikTok. And yeah, the good thing about these videos is the whole TikTok community knows them, and that's why they actually stay there. Because the biggest problem with TikTok creatives is that I think the audience on TikTok, they know pretty well when they get ads, or when somebody is using videos on a TikTok platform which are not very native on the platform. They know it immediately and swipe, So you really have to be on the TikTok style, make the videos shitty, use the trends, and then they will stay on the ads. Yeah. And yeah, then the next part, content recycling. So the problem is, as I already stated, you can't create new content every week. It's just not possible. But the good thing is content recycling works amazingly well on TikTok. So there are a few things you can do to recycle content, which works really, really good and so easy to do. And the first thing is obviously hook variations. And that means you can change the first scene. I mean, everybody's doing this, from Facebook ads, not a big secret. But which works really, really nice is split screen effect, like here. So we pretty much do this with every ad. If an ad works, we just make it again. In the first 3 seconds, we make a split screen effect. Works also amazingly good on Facebook. And reverse effect. So you take the first scene, double the speed, and then for the first time you show it in the right direction, and then you show it reverse. Works so good. I don't know why it grabs so much attention, but it's so easy. And you can get creative. You can also do a split screen horizontally or diagonal. And yeah, that's great for the hook variation. So you basically get 5 or 10 different ads from one winning creative. Then another one is just scene variations. Switch the scenes. Add some new scenes, remove some scenes, just put different scenes in the beginning. Super easy to do. Everybody can do it if you do it with, if you do it, for example, with the CapCut app, it takes you seconds and you have a new variation. Then caption variation, also crazy how different the performance can be. So you have the same video and you just change the fonts, okay? And what you can do is you can use obviously the classic font, the white one with a black outline. You can use text bubbles. You can use a text bubble like here with a blurred background, or you use the serif font from TikTok. And then you also can use different colors. And I really just try it. It's crazy how it performs differently just if you change the captions, the font from the captions. And then obviously sound variations. It's a very sound-driven platform, and it's crazy how the performance changes when you change the sound. So what I always recommend is start with a voiceover. I would always work with a voiceover because it works really, really good. Then try also robot voice. You can do this in the app, in the TikTok app, by clicking like on the when you written something, click on it, and then you can make a Sprachausgabe, I don't know the English word. A robot voice then reads the text, but you can also do that. Thousands of services on the internet, so works really, really good. Also, nice hack if you don't have a good voiceover, or you don't get the voiceover from the creator you want to. Just create a fake one with a robot voice, and you can all different angles. So good. And then obviously change soundtracks. Add some of the trendy soundtracks, and only with this variations you can again get 5 to 10 new creatives out of a winning creative. So you have so many creatives, and we basically did this for Snox, so we didn't have a lot of content, even with them. So we thought, holy shit, they must have loads of content, but they don't. So we pretty much used the same creative for a month and just made different variations. So we don't have that much time left, I just saw, so we go to the ad account structure. One thing I recognized is most of the people, they directly, when they're new to TikTok, they start with complete payment, like the purchase event on Facebook, and oftentimes it doesn't work. And then they stop doing it. And a simple hack, that's actually what we did with Snox, and that's what, then it started to work with them. We just started with add to cart. Season the pixel. So just when you're new on TikTok, or you started already at TikTok, it didn't work, start campaigns and optimize on add to cart, and collect events. Some guys in the US recommend to collect up to 1,000 events, but I think you don't have to do this. Try to optimize for add to cart to 200 events and see if it already works to go to initiate checkout or complete payment. If not, collect further events to 500, try it again. And that's actually a hack which works so good. And for us, for a few brands now, it was a great entry to TikTok, then ad account structure, keep it simple. Basically same like in Facebook at the moment. Just don't make it too complicated, don't make too many campaigns or ad groups, keep it simple. So what we do, we use full funnel campaigns mostly. We don't use a lot of retargeting because mostly it works for a few days, but then it doesn't work anymore. So we just most of the time make full funnel campaigns without any exclusions, only maybe purchase 7 days. And do 1 or 2 scaling campaigns for every product or product collection, and make ABO. We only use ABO campaigns at the moment. And what you can do, for example, is we structure the campaigns for the optimization goal. So, for example, you do one campaign, you just optimize for lowest cost, and then you do one where you optimize for value or do cost cap campaigns. So that's how we structure the campaigns. That's in brackets. You can do a testing campaign, like in Facebook we oftentimes use testing campaigns, but in TikTok depends. Sometimes we use it in the same campaign, we do everything the same campaign. Sometimes we make additional testing campaign, but it's just like for the structure. It's not that we see that it works better if you do it in one campaign or make another one. It's just for us, we like it if it's clean and easy. Then creatives 1 to 5. Don't add too many creatives, because TikTok, if they put money on a creative, they decide very fast. So if you add 3 creatives, most of the time only 1 gets traffic. So it doesn't make sense to add like 7 creatives or anything. Start with 1 to 3 max, and if you're on a higher budget, like, I don't know, 300, 400, 500 euros a day, you can go up to 5 creatives, but don't go for more, because they won't get any budget anyway. And if you want to try do an additional campaign for retargeting, but at the moment we don't do it that often because it just doesn't work that good. And that's about the ad account structure. So there's no secret, right? Everybody who knows how to run Facebook ads can do this. So there's no secret, right? The secret is the creatives. And then one last thing, testings. So what I can highly recommend to test is always, like right now we only run ABO, but still always do the test. You can do it, for example, once a month, try and CBO if it works, because sometimes it works great. And we made the experience right now that it shifts quite often. So sometimes a specific for example, lowest cost works great for 1 or 2 weeks and then doesn't work anymore. So it's not very stable, and just always try, and maybe the next month something else works way better. So test 1, ABO versus CBO. Then this I can highly recommend to test different bidding optimizations, okay? Like I already mentioned. You can do this on the ad group level on the bottom, pretty similar to Facebook, so I don't think that I have to explain that. But yeah, do test the optimization goal, conversion, and test value. And when you do value, you can choose between ROAS, so you can add a ROAS, I don't know, ROAS 2, or you can just go for highest value. So test this, and for the bid strategy, test lowest cost versus cost cap. In most cases, lowest cost works the best and makes the less effort because you don't have to adjust bids and all the stuff. So we always start with lowest cost, but then you can also make some cost cap tests and then go to value. And do this every month, because sometimes this value works great for, again, a few weeks and then it doesn't work at all. So keep testing. And obviously targeting, but there's not too much to do. So what we do is obviously you can choose interests, you can do broad, you can do suggestions, and what I really love are the suggestions. So TikTok, if there's one button in the targeting, if you push it, TikTok adds suggested targets based on the algorithm, and they work really, really great. And the cool thing is you can update them pretty much every day. So you just click the button again and they add new or change interests. And it works really good. Most of the time we start with suggestions, and that works most of the time best. Then you can also go broad and use some big interest like in Facebook. So don't get too crazy with the targeting, right? And don't use too small target groups, because you have such low CPMs, you're through the whole audience in a few days. Then there's also a thing called automatic creative optimization. It's like dynamic in Facebook. You can basically just switch it on the ad group level, try it. We haven't made good experience with that so far. You just add different creative and copies to the ad, and they combine it by themselves. But we didn't make good experience with that, but I read on Twitter from a few good TikTokers in the US. They had good results with it, so test it. Definitely always worth a test, again, once a month. And which is also pretty exciting is custom identity versus Spark ads. So on the ad level, you can choose like the publisher from which page should be published, and you can use custom identity. So you can basically just create a random fan page, and you can do as many as you want. That's so nice. So you, for example, you can use the brand name as custom identity, but you can also do like shopping trends in summer 2022 or cool Valentine's Day gifts and stuff. Try it, it's really nice. And the other thing is Spark ads. So Spark ads are two things. One is you use your actual TikTok profile as the publisher of the ad. The problem is this can only do one person. One person who connects the ad account with the TikTok page can run these ads. Nobody else can do. So we as an agency, we can't really do it. And the other thing is for Spark ads that you can, if a creator posts a video, you can use it, right? So they just share you an ID. And this can also work really, really nice, and a lot of brands are doing it at the moment. So test these things, very important. Yeah. And then I prepared just a few hacks. Like I already said, suggested targets work great. Always use these. So easy, you don't have to think about targeting, just push the button. ABO works better than CBO. Then the TikTok ad library. I don't know if you guys know that this exists. There is an ad library on TikTok, similar to Facebook. Really nice, and what the cool thing is, they also have a section for trends and inspiration, so you can keep up with trends, you can keep up with soundtracks, trending soundtracks and all the stuff, like in this platform. Super easy, just Google TikTok ad library and you're there. Really, really, really good. And then there's also a TikTok commercial music library, because the problem TikTok is you always need sound and you're not quite sure which you can use. So there's a TikTok commercial music library. You can also just add it to Google and you will find all the music you can use. Super nice, super good. And keep track of it, because you can get problems if you use tracks which aren't allowed to use. Then test poster content, show off stuff that works amazingly good on TikTok. If it fits to your brand, then show your products in front of a big car, in front of high fashion labels and all the stuff. The audience loves this shit, really, it's crazy. Pretty much, we had this last week with a client, so he's selling jewelry, and I told him, hey, get an AMG, Mercedes, and do a video in front of the Mercedes, and the CPCs were like, before we were like 50, 60 cents, then we were at like 15 cents, and the CTR was crazy. So this content works amazingly good on TikTok. Yeah, then the testimonial overlay video, like I already mentioned, the thing when you add a lot of text to the video, do this with a customer testimonial. Take one, edit, write down a Trustpilot review or shop review. Sometimes it works so good and it takes seconds to create, right? Launch new ads at midnight, and especially in the testing phase. We made the experience if you test new ads during the day, it doesn't work as good as when you start them at midnight. In scaling phase, it's obviously not possible, but when you test new stuff, make it at midnight. And play around with marketing goals. Every month, try to optimize an add to cart, initiate checkout, and post-purchase, complete payment. Because also sometimes 1 month it works great if you go on add to cart, next month works good if you go on complete payment. So just make it a habit to test it every month. Yeah, and that's it. I think we're on time.